Good evening, and welcome to the beautiful Colony Theater. I'm Patrick Harmon, and it is my privilege to serve as Master of Ceremonies this evening for this wonderful event, the premiere of NiGHTS. The first feature short film by a talented young filmmaker, Mr. John Schwer. Before I introduce John, I would like to take a moment to outline the evening. We'll begin shortly by screening the film, followed by a question and answer session with John and the cast, all 5 members of the cast, and then a special treat following the question and answer session. And then finally, you'll be able to do what you were doing beforehand, is meet and greet the cast, John, Zach, and take pictures outside in the lobby, and there'll be refreshments as well. 13 years ago, Chad Elwell, a former colleague of mine at John Burroughs High School, came to me and he said, "Pat, I have this student in my film class who should really be with you." He said, "He's a freshman, but he's talented and a really great kid." Unfortunately, John's schedule wouldn't permit a change to one of my class periods, but I did later have him in his junior year and his senior year in my advanced film class. And I quickly learned that John was talented, but more importantly, he was and remains today a truly great young man. Well, fast forward nearly 10 years, and here we are, about to premiere his first film. Shot entirely in Burbank, permits not included, it seems only fitting that it premieres here at the Colony Theater. So without further ado, it is my great honor to introduce a very talented young filmmaker, Mr. John Schwer.
Oh my gosh. He didn't let me sneak the intro before, so I didn't hear all that. That was pretty insane. With that introduction, you can imagine how much this whole thing trips me out. It's pretty surreal, I'm not gonna lie. And in some ways, I've seen people that I haven't seen in 15 years, and they've been in my 3rd grade book report video, whatever that means, for James and the Giant Peach. And this feels very similar. It feels very similar to the stuff I did in high school. You know, there happen to be more people here. But the passion, the excitement's the same, and so are the butterflies. So bear with me. But tonight is unquestionably different than those nights, and here's why. Zach Letts. Yes. He's the composer turned producer who, literally might do anything and would have done anything to make this film possible. He's been with me nearly every step of the way. Marshall McKinnon, who played a huge role in the pre-production process. He's a grinder, and he's been grinded and finding his own path already in the industry. Remember his name, Marshall McKinnon. Edward Tran, the Tranimal. He's an immensely talented person and director of photography, but couldn't be a warmer and kinder person and human. And that means everything to me. So Ed, thanks for being here tonight. Robert Conrad is here. He is literally the sound of the film. He is the guitarist who played over this, played a key role in writing the music, and be sure to shake his hand, it's a talented one. Andy Cow, who had one job at one moment in the film behind the camera, and it elevated it to places I couldn't have imagined. So Andy Cow, you're the man. Adam Salaya, the gaffer, all-around handyman, he's a gaffer right now. I have no doubt he'll be here where I am very shortly, directing his own films and premiering them in theaters like this. So I'm a big fan of you, man. Phil Jackson, he is the sound mixer extraordinaire and Zen Master 2.0. Clinton Jones, the gracious and patient sound designer. Todd Neeson, the overqualified dialogue editor and human stress reliever. He is pretty fantastic. Julian Juarez as professional of VFX artists as they come. Matt Wallach, our home run of a colorist who touched films like La La Land, Blade Runner 2049, and Star Wars The Force Awakens, those films, and then Night. So you tell me. CJ Vanston, the godlike figure to me, turned mentor, turned collaborator, helped engineer the soundtrack and all that stuff. He toured with Joe Cocker. He's the most famous, unfamous person I know. Liz Sorkin, the intellectual script supervisor. She has a heart of gold and big things for her coming down the road. Marianne Crawford, who is a go-getter, has no ego, and she is now, since our shoot, pursuing a career in film that she had no idea she wanted to do before then. So, pretty cool. Megan Hughes, the confident, charismatic makeup artist. Everyone needs one of those. She is mature beyond her years. It's insane, and she's insanely talented, so great job on this. And then the cast, whom you all meet later, so I'll just run through them. Blaine Kern, Jordan L. Jones, Kaylee Ray Combach, Shantae Deloche, Nicholas Wilson. This team of extremely talented and passionate individuals made tonight possible, right? There was no assignment, no one telling us we had to do this, and there definitely was not someone throwing us money to make sure we did, right? And yet, here we are. So I just want to thank everyone that helped make this possible, that has touched this film. I want to thank the Colony Theater for allowing us to premiere this film in the only place on the planet I would want to do this. And thank you all for being here tonight. It means more than you'll ever know. Thank you.